They're some of the most intelligent people I've ever spoken to. I mean, Beasley, they know every stat. They
Every
know
stat.
They watch game film.
They know
And
the history.
craziest fan base I've ever been around, but the most intelligent.
It's the best fan base in America. I don't care what anybody says. And you know, I played in New York, I played in Tampa. We had great fans in those cities, but to see these fans up close and personal, you know that they know their teams, they care about their teams, they know the stats, they know the history. It's important to them.
Top of his list. One of the people at the top of my list, I got to tell you, when I first signed with the Buccaneers and I became a high draft choice with the Buccaneers, the first person that I met when I was in Tampa was Beasley Reece. And then Beasley ended up leaving and going to Philadelphia, where he had a legendary long career in broadcasting there. My friend, the CEO of the NFL Alumni, is my friend Beasley Reece. Beasley, thank you so much for doing this.
Hey, buddy, so good to hear your voice. So good to see you. Sorry I'm late. There's people in trouble in my office. Trust me. She she just called my executive assistant just called me and said she knew I was on other calls, but she just called me and said, "Did you sign in with Dan?" I'm like, "What? Dan?" Man, I came sprinting in here, buddy. Good to see you, man. And I apologize a million times over.
Oh, my God, Beasley, it is so great to see you and catch up with you, man. I mean, so wonderful to see you. CEO of the NFL Alumni. How does that feel?
It has been a labor of love. I got the job in 2018, and we were in a lot of trouble. And I'm happy to report that we got money in the bank. We have excellent business. We're doing wonderful things for the players. There are 22,000 guys like us alive at any given point, former NFL players. We have about 11,000 of their contacts, and we communicate with them regularly. Um, our benefits have become more health related because of the situation that many of our brothers are in. But we also have wonderful travel benefits and other benefits that really help. My theme is help our players live better in retirement. So I'm very proud of the work.
I got to show you something, Beasley. Let me get this right here, okay? And I'm going to show you another thing here. So, NFL alumni, Big Sills finished third down in Florida at a golf event there. I finished third there at the World Series of Golf.
Yes,
And my
yes,
card. I mean, hey, we're
yes,
all NFL alumni guys here.
yes,
So
brother.
I love it. I
So
love
so
the
good to see
organization.
that.
I do. Beasley, what was it like for you broadcasting all those years in Philadelphia?
Well, it was well. First of all, it took a lot of hard work because as a former giant, we you know where I'm going. They would rather see me hanged in effigy than as one of their sportscasters. But I went in, man. I just worked hard for 2 or 3 years. I earned their trust. That is Philadelphia, blue collar, hard work. If you show that you care about the community, I emceed everything. I volunteered everywhere. And once they saw that I was for real and that I was falling in love with the city and the area, I'm a history buff, and to live in Philadelphia, my office, my first 10 or 15 years there was on Constitution Plaza, across the street from the Liberty Bell and all of this history. Thomas Jefferson's house where he wrote the Declaration of Independence, Liberty Hall where everything was signed, and the back porch of Liberty Hall where the statesman read to the farmers after ringing the bell to come to town, and the declaration that we are an independent country, and the fear of it was palpable of what is about to go down. The British are going to come in here and blow everything up. And just living that history every day was amazing.
Beasley, me talking to the Philadelphia fans as I do now today, I learned one thing about them. They just want you to show up to work, put a good day's work in. If you give your all, they're going to reward you with their loyalty to you. But
Amen.
when you don't, like a Ben Simmons or whomever, players that have gone into the place and not given max efforts, they're going to let you know about it if you don't show up. And to me, I think the city of Philly gets a bad rap when it comes to their fans because they're some of the most intelligent people I've ever spoken to. I mean, Beasley, they know every stat. They
Every
know
stat.
they watch game film.
They know
And
the
the
history.
craziest fan base I've ever been around, but the most intelligent.
It's the best fan base in America. I don't care what anybody says. And I played in New York, I played in Tampa. We had great fans in those cities, but to see these fans up close and personal, you know that they know their teams, they care about their teams, they know the stats, they know the history. It's important to them. I'm telling you, the sportscaster in Philadelphia has an important job. He has an important job because they've got one of everything, and they love their hockey, they love their basketball, they love their football. I sang the national anthem in their NBA arena before a Sixers game, and when you put yourself out there for Philadelphia, they've got great sports radio, and one of their crazy events is the Wing Bowl. I sang the national anthem at the Wing Bowl, and guys were crying. They had close-up shots of guys crying. Afterward, it was USA, USA. Man, Philadelphia don't mess with Philly. I'm telling you, if the Russians want to jump somebody, they better not jump Philly. They better not jump Philly.
Man, I love that, man. How about the importance of that Super Bowl win to a city like Philadelphia? How big was that win?
That meant everything. That meant absolutely everything. To imagine yourself as one of the lone franchises to be so storied and documented and have so many great players to have never pulled down the ultimate prize. Uh, I could I could not have been prouder for the city, for the fans, because they deserved it. They cherish it. It is it's real to them. Every one of them can tell you where they were, what they were doing, where they celebrated. They know that team. They memorialize that team. That was a wonderful moment, and I'm glad they got to experience it.
Beasley, you work with the Eagles. If I'm not mistaken, you're still like a scout for them a little bit. If I'm not mistaken, you've done some stuff with them. What that organization? What intrigues you the most, and what attracts you the most to the Eagles, and how they do business in the community and how they're building their football teams under Jeffrey Lurie? What attracts you to them?
Well, I've never worked for them, but I have had a close association. Mr. Laurie and I were in the members of the same country club. Our lockers were close to each other. Just a super guy, and the greatest owner. This guy does not have his hand in the business. This guy hires professionals and allows them to do it. Their Eagles Youth Initiative. It's a charitable effort that they should be very proud of, and all Philadelphians should be, because the team puts a lot of money into things like eyeglasses. Kids that need eyeglasses, family can't afford them. That's just a small story of what the team does inside the community. So I love the ownership because it's not Jerry Jones in there. He owns a team and he's pulling every string. Mr. Laurie does what he does well, and he allows the executives with the team to do what they do well. They've had good coaching. They can be a little impatient, and because they've had so many years of wanting to win it all. So they are impatient. I mean, and they should be. They demand that every player that comes into the town works hard, loves the town, uh, learns the history, and becomes integrated within the system of the city. There's so many wonderful spots in that town that I could take people. I mean, just awesome for the greatest food and the greatest fun. The park system is the best in the world. Fairmont Park is miles and miles. It might be the largest city park in America. I believe it is. Just stretches forever. And the Schuylkill River, just watching the boat races and the regattas that they had there. It's just you're so close to the ocean. It's just the perfect city.
Couple last questions for you here, Beasley. Let's Howie Roseman, your take on him and the job that he has done. They've won the most playoff games since 2000. He's been in the building. They've been to a couple Super Bowls. They've won a couple NFC championships. The job that you think Howie has done in building this football team.
I think Howard's done as an amazing job. I mean, what can you say? I mean, he broke the curse. He has them a perennial almost every year. They're in the playoffs or going deep, doing a good job. He is clearly and kind of homegrown, kind of trained within the system. And Howie has done an amazing job. Only joke I've ever had to Howie was that he needs to put a little bass in his voice. He he can get up kind of high when he gets excited. So that's the only joke I've ever had for Howie. He's a brilliant executive, NFL executive, and so proud of the work that he's done. Way to go, Howie.
Finally, Jalen Hurts. Do you believe he could be the future of this team? Do you think that this is a show me year? Just your assessment of what you've seen so far with Jalen and his opportunity to become the face of this franchise. Can he be that?
I think the jury is just about in with a verdict, and I believe the verdict has a great possibility of being yes. He can lead this team. He's got everything. He's smart. He's got mobility. He's got a decent arm, and I do believe that this year, and Dan, we got to be honest. Every year in the NFL is a show me year. They don't remember much. You gotta come out firing every year. You gotta keep your percentages up, and I think he's certainly a guy that can do that. And if I was in Howie's position, I would just make sure that he had everything that he needs. Give him everything that he needs to have a powerful offense, and I think he can do it. If the line is good, as you know, if it's a good offensive line and you've got good receivers and tight ends, all of those quarterbacks are going to look pretty darn good. So yes, yes, Jalen can do it.
I close out with this with you. I get Gary Cobb on every Monday.
Oh,
And
good.
Cobb, I go like this. I go, hey, where's your cowboy helmet, man? I don't see that thing back there. I go,
He wants to keep that secret. Secret. G-Cobb don't want nobody to know that.
I go, what's that cowboy helmet, man? Goes, no, he goes like this, Beasley. No, man.
Hey, whoa.
Hey, but Beasley, I do want to show you one thing.
Okay.
My uncle.
Oh my God. I played for him.
Yes.
I played for him. He
Yep.
he coached me and was a manager
General
with the
manager of
team.
the Giants.
Yeah, buddy. He is a legend. You just showed me something from the heart there, boy.
Boy, that goes
Uh,
back a long ways. One
that
of the
goes
only
back a long
MVPs in
ways.
the history of the National Football League that played on the defensive side. Beasley, it's been so great catching up with you, man. I mean, dang, dude, it's been too long.
I know, man.
I'm
It's
so
been a
happy
long
with what
time.
you're doing. Thank you so much for doing this for me. Thank you, Beasley.
Okay, partner. See you down the road. Thank you.
You got it. That is Beasley Reece, the CEO of the NFL Alumni. Man, that guy he's in the Philadelphia Broadcasters Hall of Fame. I think he's won 3 Emmy Awards too. Man, just absolutely a true legend. All right. Please hit the like button. We're going to play a game here. The schedule's not out yet. Anything you see on the internet, okay? Anything you see out there right now is not true, because we're going to have that covered for you tonight at 8 o'clock right here on JAKIB Sports. We're going to have that for you. So we're going to play a little game here, a fun game. Nobody's going to get killed here. It's going to be fun. Hit the like button, hour 2. Keep it right here on the National Football Show.